Hello, this is Lisa Shea, and this is part of the Working from Home video seminar. This section is on home finances. The key here is that you want to keep your finances for your business completely separate from the finances of your home personal use, and there are many ways you can achieve that. So we'll go through the different steps. First, to help demonstrate that you're running this as a business and not a hobby, you definitely want to have a second phone line, a fax line, and a fast internet connection to do all of your work with your financial information. You can have a second phone line in a number of inexpensive ways, and you can have your fax go through your computer or do it on the internet. So don't worry about the added expense to start with. Take what different options are and see how inexpensively you can do these things. Your second phone line, for example, could just go to an answering machine somewhere so that it doesn't even ring, but that you can get your messages. For your bank accounts and checks, these most definitely should be two separate accounts. It should be free to set up, and you want to set them so they can download to your PC so that they're not any more work to manage. You can get free checks in many places, or you can get them very cheaply online, and you want your business checks to have your business URL used to promote your business. So the more separate you can make these two things, the easier it is for the government to understand that this is a business operation that you are running. When you pay yourself, you just pay yourself by sending a transaction between your business checking account and your personal checking account once or twice a month, or however often you want to pay yourself. Use financial software to keep track of what you're doing, usually Tree or Quicken or QuickBooks. I happen to use QuickBooks, and I used to use Quicken for many years, but whatever is easiest for you is what you should go with. They have all sorts of reasons that some are better than others, but if you know a piece of software, then it's best to go with the one you know rather than trying to relearn something new. You should be able to download your accounts into your software, and you should be able to easily see trends so that you can keep track of how your business is doing and if it's doing better or if there's something that you should work on. You most definitely should keep tax records. It's good to keep receipts, and the way I keep receipts is I keep different files for different categories. So for example, I run a site on wine and I run a site on low carb. So I actually have folders called wine and low carb, and that way when the receipts come in, I just toss them in the correct folder and I don't have to worry about digging through them all at the end of the year. It makes it very easy. Keep a little notebook for things like mileage that you use on the car or phone calls that you make if you need to do things like that. You want to keep all this information for 7 years, so it's good to have all your files organized year by year. And that way when you work on the new year of tax records, it's easy just to grab the file that's over 7 years old at that point and toss it all into the shredder. You most definitely want to have a shredder for all sorts of personal identity theft issues, and you don't want to keep the older records because you don't want to have any records around that could cause you trouble in the future. You should keep them for as long as you legally should, of course, so that's normally 7 years. But there's no reason of having an 8th year around because it will rarely help you, and it could hurt you if the government decides to try to go through those. There are many IRS publications online that help you learn about how to do IRS details for a small business and how often to keep different kinds of records, and I've got links to all those different places on my Lisa Shea website. You normally have to do quarterly estimated taxes, and this may seem scary to a lot of small business owners, but really it's very easy. All it means is that you take the amount that you earn over the year, and then you pay it every quarter, because the government doesn't at the end of the year to get the money from you. They want to get it as soon as they can. So it doesn't have to be exact. I mean, everyone's incomes goes up and down, and you don't know exactly how much you'll do in a given month. So you make an estimate, and you give them an estimate of 1/4 of it on April 15th, one on June 15th, one on September 15th, and then one on January 15th. The forms are all online. It's very easy to do. You don't have to fill out any complicated form. You just put the number into the number spot on the form, sign your name, and send off the check to them. So this is easy to do, and it's good to do because the IRS expects you to do. And if you have any questions about that, there's all sorts of information on the IRS website to give you more guidance on doing this. You always want to keep track of all the home business deductions you can get so that you take the best advantage that you can of having a home business. So you want to keep a little mileage log in your car for mileage when you drive to and from tasks for business. You want to keep track of office supplies you buy and postage that you buy, any business cards or flyers or brochures, your second phone line. Even books that you use to do research can be used. as a deduction if it's research towards a project you're working on. Belong to clubs or have memberships, these can all be deducted. So go through and think about all the different things that you use that are being used to help you earn money from your home business, and keep track of those things so that they can be used to tax deduct at the end of the year. This, of course, is extremely easy if you have a business checking account and a personal checking account. And you can also get 2 credit cards, and it doesn't even have to be a credit card in the business's name. Just get 2 credit cards in your own name that have no fees, so it doesn't cost you any, and use one of them for your personal purchases and one of them for purchases. And then have the one that's used for your business purchases get paid off automatically by your business checking account, and the one for personal purchases get paid off by your personal checking account. And that way the taxes are super easy, because all you have to do is look at the expenses that came in on the business card, and you know those are all business expenses. You can even deduct money used to pay for home issues based on the percentage of your home that's used as an office. So if you look at this floor plan as an example, you see the gray shaded area is the area that I have as a home office. That's 20% of the home. Now that means that you can tax deduct 20% of your heat, 20% of your electricity, and 20% of all other home charges, because that's part of what you're paying to keep your home office going. Again, you might think this is a little silly, but what if you had a real office outside the home? You'd have to be paying rent, and you'd have to be paying heat and electricity. So it's no different if it's in your home than if it's out of your home. Now, of course, this office area actually has to be used as a home office. It can't be like a guest room that sometimes you use as an office. So you should set it up with your desk and with your phone line and with everything else so that it really is a home office. And it's even good to take pictures of it and to take a new picture each year so that you can prove to the government that year after year you were using this area as a home office. You can even do improvements to your office area and tax deduct it. So if you need a new carpet in their area, or if you need new landscaping because you have people coming to visit your home and you want to look professional, or say that you want to put in a ramp because you want it to be handicap accessible. All of those things can be tax deducted because they are things to make your office more functional, more income. 1099s are a paper trail the government uses to keep track of people who aren't employees but who are paying money to each other. So this is how you pay contractors. Like if you had someone come and do your landscaping for you every 3 months, you'd probably have them be a contractor. They wouldn't be hired as an employee. And if you pay them more than $600 over a year, then you need to give them a 1099. So you'll give 1099s to people that help you, and people that you help will end up sending 1099s to you. These things are found in Staples and other regular office supply stores. There's a few rules about them. They have to be sent out by January 31st. You want to make sure that you verify the amount of money that you placed on it so that everyone knows how much is going to be claimed to the IRS. But it's just a way for the IRS to keep track of money that's going to and from. Just forms that go back and forth when you have an employee, and employees keep track of the amount of salary they made. It's the same sort of thing. So this has to do with contractors, with people that you hire to help you and people that hire you to help them. So the same thing if you get a 1099. This is if you get $600 in income, you'll get a 1099 from them, and it's just a spot on your Schedule C. So there's nothing really complicated as far as filling in your tax form. There's a little spot for the income, you attach it to your income statement, and you are all set. But remember, you have to declare all income, even if it's under 600. It's just that over 600 the government has extra paperwork in place to help it. So the main thing to remember on all of the financial end is that you want to keep things as separate as possible. The government wants to make sure that you are actually trying to run your business as a business, that you're not using this as some sort of a way to make things that you do as a hobby be something that gets you a little money and that you can use as a huge tax write-off. So if you love folding origami and you never sell any, but you buy thousands of dollars worth of origami material, the government's not going to be very happy about this because you're trying to tax deduct all of these purchases, but you're not actually selling anything. So you have to make an effort to show that you're trying to sell things, have business cards, have the second phone line, and so on. And again, it doesn't expect you to make money right away, but they expect you to make money eventually. Visit lisashea.com for more information on all of these issues. I hope you're enjoying the video series, and be sure to check out my next video. Thank you very much.